Hey everyone, so glad that you're able to join us tonight for our very first virtual happy hour. You probably know my face by now for all the things that I've been posting, but I'm Rachel Davidson, the director of the Carroll County Memorial Hospital Foundation. Although we wish we could be together in person right now, this is the next best thing. We hope you're enjoying a cocktail and being together in person with some of your friends. If you're not at your house, hopefully you're at somebody else's and enjoying an evening with your favorite people. Fortunately, you don't have to dress up for this happy hour. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to follow us on Facebook. We have a new page called Carroll County Memorial Hospital Foundation. If you're partaking in the happy hour at home right now, we want to see you. So we hope you'll consider taking a selfie and posting a picture of your party in the comments. To give us a rundown of how the happy hour will work today, you're going to see multiple posts. We're live now, and then at 4:10, we're going to be posting a pre-recorded video. Everything else in between is pre-recorded, but then at the end, we're going to get back together live at 4:45 to announce our prize winners and to announce the big raffle ticket winner. Because some of the prizes contain alcohol, winners must be 21 or older. This event would not be possible without our premier sponsors. We would like to recognize them throughout our video, and towards the end, you're also going to see a list of everyone else who helped contribute to this event in some way. We're also really excited to announce the Flip for the Foundation Challenge. We're going to be explaining the challenge shortly. If you choose to participate and donate $25 or more, you're going to get one of these awesome #RealStrong t-shirts. So keep watching to learn more. Stay close by. Our next video will be posted at approximately 4:10. Don't forget to refresh your screen. Then we'll get back together live at 4:45 p.m. to announce those winners. Cheers! Thank you for joining us for our virtual happy hour. We're excited to tell you a little bit about the foundation and have some fun. Please take a moment to stop and like our Carroll County Memorial Hospital Foundation Facebook page. There's some information about its mission and how you can support its cause. If you'd like to have a little fun supporting our cause, we encourage you to join us in the Flip for the Foundation Challenge. It's an awareness campaign about the foundation and the importance of rural health care. All you have to do is take a video of yourself flipping a tire of any size and make a donation. Donations above $25 will include a #RealStrong t-shirt. To get us kicked off, here's Dr. Horine with his Flip for the Foundation Challenge.
Welcome to Tire Challenge, Take 1. Trying to decide which tire I was going to flip. And I thought, strategery first, right? So you go with something easy. But that's just simply not going to work for me. So we're going to have to keep looking around and see if we can find something else.
Thanks to our first premier sponsor, Cabins at Cedar Ridge. We hope you take a moment to check out their beautiful property. Thanks so much for your support.
So my name is Jeff Adams, and I'm currently the chairperson of the Carroll County Memorial Hospital Foundation. When I was asked, the reason I chose to join the foundation is because the hospital has been important to my family. Stacy and I have raised 3 sons here, all of whom are self-proclaimed crash test dummies. Between motorcycles, golf carts, we've had broken collarbones, we've had sports injuries, concussions, a gunshot wound to the hand, thankfully none life-threatening. But it took their mother a while to realize that, and it was just a tremendous comfort through all those situations for us to know, hey, the hospital's right here, we can get there, we can get this taken care of, and each time in all those circumstances. And then there were a couple that were a little uncertain for a little bit. You know, the staff was fantastic, we were taken care of. Like I say, it was just a huge comfort to know that help was nearby, and under some of those circumstances, I can't imagine having to have driven 30, 45 minutes to be able to get the help we needed under those circumstances. So our foundation was started back in 2013, and since that time we've given over $50,000 in scholarships, some of those to local graduating high school seniors who intend to pursue careers in healthcare. In 2019 we established the Hope Fund. That was a request from some of our providers here, and what the Hope Fund does is it assists patients who are having difficulty paying for their care, getting the medications that they need, getting transportation that they may need. If they have to receive services in other places, we're able to provide transportation. We're able to help with prescription meds. We're able to help with durable medical equipment under some circumstances. So that's been a huge benefit to our community as well. Most recently, we assisted the hospital with the purchase of a 3D mammography machine, which is something that's been a huge benefit to our community, and we're very proud to have had the opportunity to assist with that purchase. But the big overarching mission really of the foundation is to be in a position to support the hospital financially in a meaningful way if the need should ever arise. Some of you may know, others may not know, that Medicare, Medicaid reimbursements are kind of a political football. And being a small rural hospital, we rely heavily on those reimbursements in order to meet our expenses, because many of the patients that are served here are Medicare, Medicaid eligible patients. And so, we have concern that we're just, a legislative action away at any given point from having some serious financial issues. Thankfully, we've had great management in our CEOs over the years. The hospital is financially sound and growing, but we just want to make sure that this facility continues to be here and is here to provide care for the patients of this community. And so that's really the overarching goal, is to be able to step up in a meaningful way should the need ever arise.
We'd like to thank our premier sponsor, Burmaster & Associates. They're large enough to provide you a full range of professional services, but small enough to provide the individual attention that you deserve. Thanks so much for your ongoing support.
Tire challenge. Try to. Benefits of living in floodplain are a great many mischievous items tend to float in and can be repurposed for uses. But again, in thinking about things, it just doesn't cut it for me. It's too basic. We can do better. Let's keep looking around.
I have lived in Carrollton since the fall of 2016, so almost 5 years, if I did my math right. The day that I had my health scare and ultimately had a heart attack occurred this past summer on July 20th. I happened to be at work, and I work at the hospital, and I had left the hospital to go to lunch, and as I got to my truck, I realized I wasn't feeling quite as normal as I thought I should. I got a little nervous, so I went back inside. I had someone help me get to the emergency department. And immediately when I got to the emergency department, everyone in there started checking me, taking care of me, and quickly realized that I was having a heart attack. And before I knew it, I was surrounded by a number of providers, nurses, and just an entire group of caregivers that were interested in making sure I was okay. Did a fantastic job of making sure I was stable and helping to get me to the place I needed to be in the form of a transfer. So I ended up transferring to Kansas City. I did have a blockage in my right coronary artery of 100% and had a stent placed. And if it wasn't for the folks here at this hospital in this town, I don't think I would have survived. The providers in Kansas City shared with me that I was really fortunate to be in a position where I was transferred so quickly and to get to them so quickly. Great outcome, I think, as a result of that quickness. If I remember my times correctly, I think I walked back into the hospital or entered the ED about 11:45 that day, right around lunchtime. And before 2 o'clock, I was waking up in Kansas City after my procedure and had a stent placed. So it was a really quick time, and that's a 35-minute helicopter ride, too. My follow-up care has been fantastic. I have seen a couple of specialists from Kansas City, some cardiologists, and I've traveled to Kansas City for a kind of a checkup a couple weeks after my heart attack. But the main part of my follow-up care is my cardiac rehab, which I've been able to do here in Carrollton. And I do it 3 times a week. I've got 36 sessions to do, and in fact, I've got 6 sessions left as of today. I can't imagine if I would have had to travel to go do those sessions, I probably would not have been as successful in completing them. It would have been a lot easier to skip them it would have been a lot easier just to ignore it and not do it, because I think as you start going through that process, you start feeling more comfortable with where you are health-wise. You start feeling a little safer, a little more security. You think you don't need the rehab, but you know that it's good for you. So, and in my case, I know it's important, and I want to be able to complete it, and being able to do it here makes that possible. If I was talking to someone about being heart healthy or being able to recognize some of the symptoms that come along with a heart issue or a heart attack, I don't know that I'd be able to capture everything all at once, because I think everyone's is different. For me, I did experience some chest pain. I certainly experienced a lot of jaw pain, and a little bit of shoulder pain, but I've heard a number of people say different things. But what I do know is that I experienced these things for a long time, and I didn't go have them checked out. And thankfully, I was able to get the care I needed when it happened, and I did have a heart attack. But had I been paying a little more attention to those small signs and those small little pains, and maybe if I'd have got those checked a little sooner, maybe I could have prevented the heart attack in general. So I guess I would tell people not to ignore those little pains that you think might just be a nuisance, that could really be something big, and they could change your life forever and change the life of your family if it's not cared for properly.
Thank you to our next premier sponsor, Jeff Adams with Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. Thanks so much for your ongoing support.
Tire flip challenge, try 3. Went for a little bigger job. She's been through a lot. Not sure she can handle a flip. Let's keep going.
So being a part of the foundation board has been such a great part of my professional career, and being able to give back to the community and provide that level of support through the hospital to our patients, both family and friends in our community. Being able to raise funds through the foundation's mission to provide some of that financial resource to bring the service line or bring a new piece of equipment, so that way whatever care a patient needs, they hopefully can get close to home. So when I decided to become a physician and decided family medicine was what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to be able to care for anyone from any age, whether it was a newborn to the last day of their life. Doing that in a small town is one of my biggest achievements. I'm from a small town, and being able to know my patient not only as a patient but as a friend or someone I say hi to in the grocery store. I even help take care of some family members, and just knowing that they trust me and put their trust in our care helps, I think, develop a better patient relationship, and knowing them outside of the office even sometimes helps me be able to provide better medical care for them. I first wanted to become a veterinarian, believe it or not. Grew up on a farm, loved the animals. I was always the one bringing in somebody into the house, much to my father's dismay. You know, whether it was a chicken that needed extra warmth or a puppy that needed to be bottle fed every 2 hours. But then I decided, you know, those animals, they don't talk back to you and they can't really tell you what's wrong. Then I finally put it together that I could have the best of everything and just do family medicine. Growing up in a small town, rural medicine always just was near and dear to my heart. I wanted to go back to a small town, take care of the patients that I knew and loved outside of the office. And I'm Missouri born and bred, moved from St. Louis to Kansas City and met my husband in Chillicothe and settled down on our family farm and can continue growing and living our lives together. So the cost of a secondary education, and you know, nowadays it doesn't matter what profession you go into. If you want to become an accountant, if you want to become a teacher, secondary education is very expensive. When you look at the cost of medical school, I don't know what it currently is, but for the 7 years I went to school as a combined program, it was $250,000 to complete those 7 years. Back then, there wasn't a lot of scholarships. There's not a lot of grants you can qualify for. So relying on local scholarships, some of those help buy your textbooks for a semester, or can help pay part of your room and board at the dorm. But going through school, there is definitely a huge expense associated with it. Most of us aren't in it for the money, but realize we rack up a lot of debt to get where we want to be in our life. And scholarships definitely help take the burden off of some of that financial burden we take on to become what we want to. So one of the great things about the foundation is the scholarships that they're able to fund and provide for the young adults who want to proceed and further their education in the healthcare field, is to be able to provide for the future of medicine.
Now we'd like to thank our premier sponsor, Shirky Hospice and Palliative Care. More, more visits, more like family. Thanks so much for your support.
Back again, try Quattro. Found something that's used to doing a little more work, but have you ever replaced one of these? I have. They're expensive. Not willing to take that kind of a risk. Fifth time, it's going to be a charm though.
When I first came, and again, been in my role now for 4 months, it's been just very fabulous. My wife and I have felt very warmly welcomed by the community. When we first came here, obviously the people, everyone that I interacted with, they're very welcoming. I could tell that they were committed to the organization. So just in how they spoke about the building, how they spoke about each other, how they spoke about the community, and how everybody is really looking out for each other. And I happened to spend some time in Jefferson Park Apartments, and that was a tremendous entrance into the community. That was such a great group of people over there. I can't think of a better welcome to the community. It feels like we've lived here our whole lives, actually, even though we've only been here for like I said, about 120 days now. There's so much satisfaction from the relationships we've begun, and we look forward to really developing a lot of those relationships into the future. I'm a big fan of partnerships and innovation. So as we think about the societal the determinants of health, again, those are things that are outside the normal way of how we care for patients, because usually patient's health, we take care of about 20% of a person's health in this building. So about 80% of it happens outside the building. So whether it's the type of food they're eating, the type of activities they're participating in, where they live, how they live. So I think for us it's to partner with other organizations to really look at that other 80% and figure out how we can best contribute our ability on the medical side with all the other non-medical things that are very important for a person's lifestyle and to keep them healthy and their family healthy, and ultimately then the community being healthy as a result of that. Again, the hospital provides care to patients, but that's not the only reason that the hospital is here for. We're here to take care of the community, and really that comes in a number of different ways. Certainly, we're the largest employer, as I understand, in Carroll County, so the jobs that we provide help our employees pay for other things, so we're very much a catalyst, being an economic driver for the community. We have a lot of hospital leaders in our building that are serving as leaders in service organizations, so whether it's Kiwanis or it's the Lions Club or other places. So we're helping to use our talent of our own leaders to help advance the various causes that we have in our own communities. And then maybe lastly, a few years ago, I understand the child care center was in kind of tough shape, and the hospital stepped into the breach to really fulfill a need that not necessarily wasn't part of what hospitals do in communities. So the hospital is more than just a hospital. We're a robust part of the community and the infrastructure of the community, and again, we're a catalyst for helping getting other things done. We'd like to thank all of our area residents for the trust that they have placed in our organization, not only by bringing their loved ones here for care, but also those that have chosen to donate to the foundation. It might have been in the past and into the future. And again, we very much like to thank everyone for their past and future contributions.
Pause for a safety briefing. We want everybody to have a really good time with this. We want to get some laughs, have everyone share funny experiences. But be very careful. You could be standing on one of these tires, quickly slip and fall off, and then the camera lady will laugh at you every time. Choose to sit on the tire, be smart, be safe. We got the handful and we got her figured out. Anybody who can beat this tire flip challenge, come see me. Well, that concludes my attempt at the tire flip challenge. Thankfully, it went exactly as I planned. I really want to thank the foundation for everything they do for us and take a moment to go ahead and throw a challenge out myself. My understanding is that my involvement was requested specifically by one Mr. Colby Jones, and so I want to see what you can bring to the table here, sir. Find me a good tire flip challenge, complete it, and let's see how it goes. Thanks, everybody.
We'd like to thank our premier sponsor, BTC Bank. They're community-minded, just like you. Thanks so much for your ongoing support of the foundation.
Hello, this is Scott Dorson, CEO of Carroll County Memorial Hospital, and I'm happy today to flip for the foundation. I'd like to challenge Marty Rucker to flip for the foundation.
We'd like to thank our premier sponsor, Post and Dental Care. They care about you, your family, and your friends, and they're here to help you achieve your healthiest, brightest smile. Thanks again for your ongoing support. Remember to check out the Flip for the Foundation Challenge. We'll put a link to the information in the comments. The steps are: 1, take a video of yourself flipping a tire. Step 2, post the video to social media with the hashtag #RuralStrong. Step 3, go to the Flip to the Foundation website and make a small donation. And step 4, don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Thanks so much for your support, and I hope you had a great time today. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to everyone who tuned in this evening. We hope you learned a little bit about the foundation and also had some fun. If you know someone who would still like to watch but was unable to do so today, please let them know that they still can. We do have 5 prizes for those who watched live, so we're going to start our drawing now. Our first prize is this beautiful bottle of wine donated by our board member, Chris Jacobs. And the first winner is Kelsey Lyon. All right, our next prize is a gift certificate to Jody's Family Pharmacy. And the winner is John Poston. Next, we have a gift certificate to River Bottoms Brewing Company. And the winner is Jody Onefeld. Next, you may recognize where this one comes from. We have a gift certificate to Shirley Shoes and Boots. And the winner is Teresa Albright. Finally, we have a beautiful gift basket from Upriver Home and Gifts and Wine Studio. It's a big one. We're going to get it in here in the shot. And the winner is Brittany Higgins. Congratulations to all our viewer prize winners. You can collect them at the hospital, up at the front screening desk. Finally, for those who are watching later, there's still a time to win prizes. Comment and share the post with the virtual happy hour video before November 17th, and we'll be drawing more prizes on the National Rural Health Day on November 18th. What many of you have been waiting for, we're going to draw the winner of the Kansas City Weekend Experience and $1,000 cash. Drum roll, please. The winner is Kim Richard. Congratulations. We hope that you enjoy your prize. Thanks again for joining us today for the virtual happy hour. We really hope that we can all get together in person next year for the 2022 gala. Cheers and have a wonderful evening.